When people look at their old art, they think, ew, cringe. Glad I don't draw like that anymore. But when I look at my old art, I think, damn, maybe I was like way cooler back then actually.
This sort of art style was my go-to art style entering COVID. I guess it makes sense since everyone during COVID had some sort of decline. Personally, I actually did not think mental illness was part of the reason of my art, but rather the fact that I just like very bright ice rain art pieces, which became my main reference when it comes to making art. This isn't to say I was completely healthy though. I don't really want to make a big deal out of it. I even think it's just some sort of coincidence. But COVID was, unsurprisingly, one of the most unhealthy eras of my life. Not just physically, because I got COVID 3 times, but also mentally. I still think it's a coincidence that my mental health was terrible when I used to draw like this. But during that time, I was so sure that I had ADHD that it was actually ruining my life because every time I'm just unable to do something, my mind just goes up and think, yeah, it's probably the ADHD. I need to get diagnosed right now. And my brain just defaults to that and it made me feel like a failure. So I finally went to get that checked, and instead, I actually got diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. Yeah, I was shocked too. I was actually really in denial because I was like, there's no way, man. There's no way. But yeah, I actually had a lot of trouble drawing because I had tremors so bad that it made me unable to pick up a pencil due to my heavy medication. It also disrupted my sleep, eating, and working schedule. It was really hard to maintain. I don't really want to get into it, but yeah, I'm just mentioning this for lore reasons. I'm actually 5 years into recovery and my life has been amazing, and I wouldn't change that for the world. Funnily enough, I used to get drug accusations from my art. Some jokes, some very serious, but I never actually consumed anything when I drew like this. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was all really strategic and like really easy to replicate. Ironically, I don't draw like this anymore. My art is a lot more simpler now and has less saturated colors, and I'm using 5 different medications at once. Just kidding, that was only the first few years. Now I'm only on 1 medication, and that's really big progress. I'm really proud of that. I'm not very prideful of my old art as it is definitely very flawed and has much to be desired. But I can't deny that when I look at it, a part of me really missed it. Like a lot. I feel like it definitely had a lot more character to it. It definitely shows how much personality I had back then, but I'd rather be healthy than go back. Like, as much as I do admit that it heavily contributed to my art, I don't want to say mental illness is the reason of my art. Nah, not really. I think I was just trying to be edgy. Like, back then, everyone had Tumblr and they're like a little edgy and their they're so colorful, man. Like, I had a lot of references back then, but like, I actually looked them up for this video and they're all gone. I don't know what happened to them. I mean, like, I know what happened to some of them, but like, they're gone. Maybe they like changed, they have a different account or whatever, but like, most of my biggest inspirations for this art, they're all gone, man. I don't know what happened to them, but they're gone. So, yeah. RIP to my biggest inspirations. If you got canceled, I hope you recover or like get better, I guess. For the rest of you, I have no idea what happened to you, but like, hope things are good, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm doing good. That's for sure. Also, this art style actually came to me when I used to actually use the computer to draw, because nowadays, if you see my videos or speed paints or shorts, I usually draw on the phone, man. I only draw on the phone now, which is like ironic, right? Usually people like start off like paper and then phone and then laptop or PC, whatever the drawing tablet's on. Well, now I just do it on mobile because, well, back then, actually, I remember when I was super into art and I was doing all this stuff, I had a drawing tablet, but it was one of the cheap ones, so it broke twice. I had to buy the same brand twice, and it broke twice. I'm kind of dumb, guys. That's kind of my bad. I mean, it was cheap, but like, yeah, that I kind of regret it, but it did got me through a lot of commissions and like art stuff. It was very impactful for me, even though it wasn't that good. And I don't know what happened after the last time it broke. I just moved to the phone, and after that, man, I don't think I could ever draw on a drawing tablet again. Like, I have it now. I have a better one now, but I actually just never use it because I always draw on the phone. And also, like, because if I'm doing it on the computer, I can't bring it anywhere with me, okay? Because, like, I can make videos on the bus. I can make videos, like, anywhere else if I'm drawing on the phone. If I'm doing it on PC, I have to wait till it's my turn to use the PC because I'm also sharing with my dad, so... Yeah, I thought the phone was pretty okay. The thing is, this whole art style thing, it was when I used Fire Alpaca on PC, you know, like with a drawing tablet. Not even like a touchscreen one, like the one where you look at the monitor and then look down at your tablet to like see if you feel things out until you like get used to it. Yeah, I don't use that anymore. I have to get used to that again if I want to do that again. I mean, I have the drawing tablet now. I just barely used it because of that. I just use it to draw on Roblox. I'm gonna be so for real. But yeah, you can do this on mobile. You can do this like on every other drawing program. To be honest, I don't think you need to have you don't need the drawing tablet to draw all that. Although I do think it affects it a lot because strokes and whatever. I use the tablet for that if I want to do something like not on the phone. For examples, when I'm doing commissions, I usually sketch on the tablet. And then I would upload the IPV file to my Discord, so if I want to continue on the tablet, I can do that. But if I want to do my commission somewhere else, like on the bus or something, or it's cool, then I could just, open the file on my phone and continue there. It's a lot more accessible, and if you're doing commissions, you kind of have a deadline, so there's gonna be time-sensitive times where I need to do it no matter what at that moment, like maybe on my phone. Also, when I record my videos, I always do it on my phone, unless you can see me recording like with a camera instead of screen recording. Yeah, if I'm recording from the camera, it's definitely on the tablet, but if I'm screen recording, that's all on my phone. Yeah, anyways, not to be distracted again, but I'm really glad that I could draw again. Even if it's not as interesting as how I used to draw, I'm glad I'm still able to do a lot of things that I usually wouldn't be able to do. I picked up animation a bit. Hey, my old self couldn't do that, he could never do that. So, that's cool. So whenever I see comments saying how they can't draw because of shaky hands, I remember when I used to have shaky hands. I had tremors because of the medication I was taking. And of course I can't just stop because I need them to be stable. However, that didn't stop me from making art. And I hope nothing will stop anyone from making art. Especially in a time where AI is so rampant and everyone is just convincing people oh, AI is making art more accessible. When in reality, AI is less accessible than actually making art. But you guys are not ready for that conversation. That's for a different video. But yeah, I rarely make long form stuff like this, except for animations, and they're really short as well. So if you guys like this sort of content, please let me know. And feel free to tell me your experiences in the comments, and maybe we can all relate to each other and all that. What's your mental health journey with art? What's your journey with art? What's anything? Just, I don't know, comment. I would love to hear from you guys. But yeah, anyways, I usually take requests on what people want me to draw on my shorts tab. So if you guys want to check it out, go check my shorts tab, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you'll see more.